Welcome to more book reviews with John G. The first book I'd like to talk about is Interment by Samira Ahmed. This is a chilling and gripping dystopian novel that occurs in the very near future. It is set in the United States, where all Muslims and Muslim Americans are under suspicion. People have lost their jobs due to their faith. Some have even disappeared. There are curfews for Muslim Americans and even anti-Muslim book burnings. But the worst is yet to come. Just as in World War II with Japanese Americans, the government has decided to create internment camps for Muslim Americans. During the night, 17-year-old Layla Amin and her parents are taken from their home by armed men. They are transported to the very first internment camp. Each person is branded with an ultraviolet tattoo. Layla is now just a number. The prisoners of the camp live regimented lives behind large fences topped with razor wire. Many of the adults preach caution and even compliance out of fear for their lives, of themselves and their loved ones. Layla cannot sit idly by and see her rights and freedom taken away from the many people who share her faith. With help from friends from inside the camp and out, she begins to plan a series of protests to bring attention to the camp and hopefully to shut it down. This is a great book for those who love dystopian fiction. It deals with some weighty issues, such as complicity for those who stay silent and the weight of responsibility for taking action. Interment is a book grappling with present-day fears and offers hope, encouragement, and inspiration. The next book I'd like to talk to you with is called Stamped: Racism, Anti-Racism, and You, remixed by Jason Reynolds, adapted from Stamped from the Beginning by Ibram X. Kendi. This book takes a look at the history of racism in the world and focuses on the different historical and present-day struggles to battle racism within the United States. It defines 3 different views on race. The first is racism. Examples would include slave owners and segregationists. The second is called an assimilationist. This represents the idea that blacks and others need to behave and act like white people to be accepted in society. The last view is anti-racism. This idea is accepting of who people are and their differences. No one needs to be something they are not to have value or be equal in society. This book is dealing with extremely important and complex issues. Reynolds does a superb job of making a history book compelling. I could not put this book down. His style is very casual and comes across as more of a conversation than a book of facts. But this book does contain lots of facts. You will encounter many people who have contributed negatively and positively to our understanding of race. You will also encounter people who straddle the lines between different views on race, or whose views change and grow over time. This is what I appreciated most about this book. It doesn't shy away from complexity. Reynolds has the ability to share history with clarity and compassion for the reader. This is an important book and will be on many must-read lists this year. If you have an interest in history or want to learn how to be an anti-racist, this book is a must-read. This book contains a lengthy bibliography as well as the many citations for the historical sources it references. I hope you will enjoy reading Stamped: Racism, Anti-Racism, and You.